So my wife has been a pianist. We've had a decent sized piano in the room, so we know what piano sounds like. And when we put on a piano piece, it was indistinguishable to hearing what piano has sounded like in the room.
Well, if that's not a great testament to a wonderful system.
With a couple of good people playing it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So we know what piano sounds like in the room, and we put a nice piano piece on, and we're going, all right.
This is sounding like, that's a fantastic reference that you have, because you've heard a piano being played, a grand piano being played in this room.
And a good one.
Well, there you go. So if you can use the word indistinguishable between the two in a system with a nice piano recording, then I mean, that's, as far as audiophiles, that's what we're all striving to get out of our systems. Where we want the system to we don't want it drawing attention to itself. We don't want to know it's there. When we put something on, we want to feel like we're in the recording. We're there when they're recording it. We are at the live performance. If we're listening to a live performance, that's the true testament to what an ultimately reference hi-fi system should sound like.
Yeah. And when we started talking about putting the alvas underneath, well, we worked out together that we'd need some sort of a platform underneath. We looked at a couple of options.
Yep.
We looked at some Australian eucalypt, which would have been very nice. We'd found exactly what would have looked terrific. But then I talked to a mate of mine, Trevor Oliver King from Kingfisher Audio, who's just 20 minutes down the road from us, and he and his son make some lovely speakers, and unfortunately we didn't get time to go down and see them.
Yeah, we've been flat out here for the whole time.
But it was Trevor who suggested using the plywood.
Yep.
And it was actually he who cut them, inserted the inserts in there that the alvas screw up into. And he did it almost immediately for us, so that it'd be ready for us. So shout out to Trevor, thank you very much for that. So, and Trevor and Miles are terrific people. You'll have to come up again just to meet them.
No, I definitely will. I'll be back, that's for sure.
So that's where those things came from, and it was Trevor who suggested a plywood, because some hardwoods can ring a bit with too much excitation, whereas those things
they're acoustically dead, which is exactly what we want. We want a real inert material, and we've done some other things underneath those speakers to further improve them. In fact, I mean, I can say this. Paul will probably be a little embarrassed to say it, and or to accept the fact that is the case. But I really think that these are probably, if not the best, one of the very best Linkwitz LX521.4 kits on the planet at the moment now, with the upgrades that have been done to the wiring, the upgrades to the way the drivers are fixed into the baffle, all of the way that we've done the actual binding posts, what have you, in the wiring system, the way that we've put foam underneath the bridge, and we've put foam underneath the bass unit, the way that they're sitting on top of the... That was your idea, and that we went looking for some stuff to use, and you actually found that. I got something else as a backup, just in case, which we didn't need, because that just worked perfectly. I did. Well, it's just what we were trying to do is eliminate any walking around of the speaker system on those plywood plinths. And when we put them down, didn't we? They don't move when they're sitting there. They stay put.
Yeah, and actually, that for people who have those speakers on a floor, hardwood floor, any timber flooring.
Yep.
I would really recommend.
Yeah, that 3 mil.
3 mil.
It was a 3 mil
peel it off.
Foam, and it was a self-fit. So you peel the back off the.
Really?
It's something I'm not sure other places will have it around the world, but in Australia we have a place called Clark Rubber, and they have they sell that sheet of adhesive foam, and it's a 3 mil thing, and that was just a perfect thing to do. So
put it under there. You put little strips underneath
the bridge,
and that made them on the carpet. The bridge was like that,
rocking a bit.
You may have talked about that.
I did think I did, because what we want to do is stop any of that, because the movement of the bridge, which then is attached to the top baffle and creates movement there, will smear the sound stage. Now, one of the things that look, it's a combination of a lot of little things that add up to a big improvement. There's no doubt about it. But the it's hard to know which was more important. I think they both equally play a part in the stopping the movement or minimising to the most we can the movement of the bridge / top baffle, and the Ulva 70s improved, because in my system, as you know, it improved the coherency of everything in the speaker system. I think the same thing most definitely has happened here, but I also think a contributing factor to that is stopping those bridges from walking around and moving, and the bass unit. So
Yep.
I think all of those things have created this beautiful, crystal clear soundstage and image, that projection of the image.
Yep.
We've tidied all the bottom end octave up with the isolation on the bass. We haven't lost any attenuation that I can hear.
No.
And all we've done is just turned the quality up to 11 on the lower frequency stuff, which again makes this whole speaker system really, I mean, I know Jason, the audiophile junkie, raves on quite a lot about the Linkwitz open baffle, and he's a big open baffle fan. Well, I'm becoming a big open baffle fan too, let me tell you. This is, when set up properly and done right in a good room like this, it really is something to behold. It really is a totally convincing performance when you sit down and listen to your system.
There are other open baffle options out there, and they all have their fans.
Yep.
But all I can say is that these things, you spend a lot of time putting them together, but you can get them made fully put together.
Yes.
But it's considerably more expensive for people who have the skills to do the construction work and the wiring and so on, which I don't have, but fortunately you did. I would suggest that these are something well worth having a look at.
Yeah.
I just think Siegfried Linkwitz gave a gift to people who love audio, and he wanted this to be available to people as a built-yourself kit.
Yeah.
And he'd run companies where he produced things commercially, and towards the end of his life, this was his gift to people who love music, and I think it's a wonderful gift. And there's a community of people that I've only just joined, but before I made the decision to go this way, after looking at other open baffle options, any of which I think would have been terrific in the room,
Yep.
looking at other closed, box type systems, and there's some wonderful examples of them around that I think also would have been nice here.
Yep.
I asked several people in Australia and overseas about these particular speakers, and I had nothing but friendly assistance and offers of assistance along the way.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in a really nice community of people that you've now joined, that understand the virtues and the benefits of this particular speaker system. And for that matter, open baffle designs in general. Everything's got its pluses and its minuses. There's no doubt about that. And different people will like different things. But if you haven't had a listen to something like this, you really should do yourself a favour and have a listen, because I'm open-minded to everything in audio, and because I've heard some amazing things that I just didn't think could work, and actually did. And this is also well, as I said, it's a stunning system, and it's been an absolute pleasure to do this for you.
Oh, thank you.
And I've really enjoyed the journey. We've become great friends out of this, and that's probably the biggest gift to all of it, as far as I'm concerned, because I've this is what I do. I love doing this, and this is what excites me. But the quality people that that you meet along the way is also a real extra part of this, and getting to know both Paul and Helen, and being guests of theirs up here for the last few days while we pulled all these out of their boxes and put this system together it's been an absolute joy. I've really loved every second of it, mate.
Good. Well, we've enjoyed having you here, and I want to tell you guys that those woofer boxes with the drives installed weigh, what do you think?
Oh, they're probably...
The weight's up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's...
What, 40-something kilos at
about
least?
that.
Close to 50?
Yeah.
Between 45, 50, I think it's about 45 kilos each. Well, Shane was lugging them up the stairs by himself because I had to have a bit of an operation on the spine 6 weeks ago, so I was absolutely useless dragging equipment around. It all came... The total weight, I think, that came up in the courier was just over 250 kilos of the whole thing. And that was taken off the truck by the courier, but brought up the stairs by Shane. So not only did he do all the setting up and stuff, but he had to lug the heavy stuff. So thank you for that on top of all the other stuff you did, because I was useless when it came to that.
Well, no, that's what I was here for. And, you know, while I'm still able-bodied enough to do that kind of thing, I still enjoy doing it. It keeps me fit. And I, as I said, none of it's been a chore. All of it's been a pleasure.
We've had a lot of fun,
haven't we?
And it's been very interesting. As I said, my wife really understands music. We go to some concerts together, but my wife and daughter-in-law go to several concerts a year together in Sydney with a very good orchestra down there. And so we've both got a pretty fair idea what instruments sound like played live. She's played piano, I've played violin, guitar and so on. So we've got a bit of an idea of what things should sound like, and honestly this system does it well. Yeah,
I think you're going to have, you're both going to be pretty happy campers for the rest of your time, your listening time, there's no doubt about that. And as I said, that's part of the one thing Paul's too modest to mention is he's done a lot to help the StereoNet community in various ways, shapes and forms, and because of him, some people were able to have some really good outcomes in relation to a certain situation, and all due to Paul's wonderful, tireless work, and so as a thank you to you, from me and collectively from that community, this was what I wanted to do for you and Helen, and I, you know, as I said, I'm the richer for the experience because I've got a couple of great friends out of it, and we've all loved music, and you and I batter on backwards and forwards on the phone every other day, if not every day, and while we've been putting this together, and it's just, and every time I speak to the man, I get off the phone with a smile on my face. So if I'm not getting something out of this, I don't know how I can get any more out of it. So, look, I just wanted you all to meet Paul. I wanted you to this is sort of the wrap up of the 6 or whatever parts we end up getting up to series of this build of Paul's system and of the Linkwitz. And you get now to meet him and know the fellow that I've been talking about. You get to see the face behind the name. And I hope you all enjoyed this. It's been another great adventure for me that I've enjoyed, and it's one of those things that as you know, as an Aussie audiophile having this channel, the gifts just keep on coming as far as the people I meet and the things I get to hear and the systems I can get involved in doing something to help people with. And so it's because of all of that. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll shake your hand.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this. It's been an absolute pleasure for me. Stay tuned. There's heaps more coming up soon. When I get back home, you'll see all of the next crazy adventures on an Aussie audiophile.
Actually, can I give one last thank you?
You certainly can.
You mentioned the StereoNet thing. From that experience, I met some terrific people, including Shane, but what happened was just done because it was the right thing to do. But the lovely people who are involved in that group, we all worked together on something particular, and the other lovely people in that group bought a lovely Plixar
Cube 8 it is, which is a power conditioner which you've seen on the channel.
Beautiful power conditioner, and some lovely cables from Robertson Audio Cables here in Australia. And I want to give a little bit of a thank you to you guys. I was more than very grateful. I was pretty overwhelmed by it, so quick thank you to you guys. And sorry, I'll let you finish up properly.
No, that's all right, and that's well worth saying. And all these people know exactly who they are, and we've all become quite a tight knit little community over what's happened here. That Paul's been involved with helping everybody, and
we helped each other.
yeah, and that's absolutely the case, and we're all richer for the experience.
Yep.
But anyway, it was wonderful. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll definitely be talking soon. There's heaps more coming up on the channel. I promise you that. It's never going to stop. It's only going to ramp up even further. I promise you. So until we talk again, bye for now.
Bye for now.